going back to where I was. He looks at me and says like, "Oh, this is your grandson," or he looks at like, "This is your grandfather." You know, in my cultures, we respect our elders. You need to make sure that you respect this man and everything that he tells you because he is wise. The elders are the wise ones, and you're gonna, you know, one day if you don't get it now, you will. And for whatever reason, back then, I think I appreciated what he said and I took note of it. I didn't take note, but I took a mental note. And, but I didn't listen. Like, I didn't listen to what he said because I was probably a teenager or at least a preteen. And, you know, I thought, well, sometimes he's wrong and needs to be told, needs to understand. You know, that seems so ridiculous to me now. And, you know, I was very mad at myself when he passed because, you know, I look back on moments like that and just how understandably ignorant and stupid I was. And, you know, I understand now, but when he passed, I was so mad at myself, and I hated that I didn't show him how much I appreciated him. And that breaks my heart, but you know, if there is a heaven, I know he's up there, and I know he knows now, which is, it's great, and it's all that I could ask for. I just wish that no, because I definitely did. There were moments where I said that I don't want him to pass without me telling him this. I guess I feel like maybe that's just with anyone, though. Anybody that passes away. At least the first time, you're going to feel like you didn't show them enough love and appreciation while they were here. And I wonder why that is. Because I definitely did do a lot to show that. I don't know. I just need to get my thoughts out. Anyways, aside from dead grandpa stuff, I'm tired of work. I'm exhausted. I don't hate my job, but I certainly don't love it. There are aspects that I like about my job. There are aspects that I hate about my job. I hate that I have to work 40 hours a week and I'm gone out of the house 45 hours of the week. And that's time that I could be dedicating to school. And I tell myself that if I wasn't working full time, then I'd have straight A's, but I don't know if that's true. My motivation for school has significantly dropped off since I re-enrolled last year. And that's heartbreaking to me because I love school. I love learning, and there's nothing else for me. That's not true. But there's nothing that I love more doing, at least, than school. I miss going to class. I miss having friends to hang out with. I wish I was a friendlier person. I wish I didn't have a weird social anxiety. And a lot of it comes from feeling different. There was a point in time where I didn't feel so different and isolated. But I think that's what it is, actually. That's a revelation for me. I think I hold different political views, different experiences. I feel like I've matured so much more than most of the people in my classes when I did have them in class. You know, I felt like I couldn't have a dumb, goofy conversation again with these people without there being an understanding of who I am. And before, it was easier to be me because, I feel like my true character was somehow less polarizing. You know, I'm afraid that if I tell somebody about what I come from and what I believe, then they're gonna dislike me or pity me. And so I put my guard up and I hold a very simple conversation. I don't know. You know, I keep up with the news solely for conversation at this point because if I'm being honest, I don't care. You know, like I keep up with the news to justify my point of view at times and to expand my point of view as well, not just to justify why I vote for who I vote for. And like I listen to people and how they talk about things like politics. It's mostly politics that pisses me off, and it doesn't piss me off, but I guess it pisses me off the way that people will react if you have a different belief than what they believe in. And that's the part that upsets me the most. Because if you're genuinely offended and hurt by who I voted for, then you don't know me or understand why I made that decision. And if you're my friend, then you would at least make that effort to try and understand. But if you're gonna go and say, oh, this person, you once called us your friend, so it hurts that you did this, and then not even tell me to my face, like you're gonna try and say that we were friends. And if you do something like that, then I know that there was never any chance of us becoming friends because, you know, I don't want to be associated with people that handle things like that. You know, most of the people that I call my friend would at the very least have the respect to shoot me a message and be like, hey, this thing that you did bothered me, let's talk about it. But not everybody's like me, I guess. Because if I see somebody saying something that bothers me, I'm either going to message them and talk about it or sit there and try to understand where they're coming from. And that's who I am. Maybe I'm more understanding as a person, or maybe I'm just weird. But that's all for now.